Yeah, I recall very well the first time I met Grandmaster Ernesto A. Presas. I went to the Philippines in 1999. It was deemed as the first official Kombatan World Camp. And thing that I do remember, it was pretty rough and ready in those days, and it was Grandmaster's dream to have a world camp, to have his own training resort. And although it was an honour and a privilege to be there, we didn't realise that we'd actually have to build the camp, which was, it was something we weren't expecting. So when we finally arrived there by bus, or actually like a jeepney, we had to wade through knee-deep water through a creek, and which we found out later we had to sandbank that, and we had to cut our way through bushes and everything, and finally we entered the camp. It was a 2-week training camp. It was a long camp. Then we found out we were sleeping on bamboo beds. There was no things like sheets and pillows, they weren't heard of. There was no mattress. So that was another bit of a shock again. So after the 2 weeks, the back was a little bit sore. But it was all part of the experience, and I remember it was quite unique training in such an unusual, completely different environment, and training on hard rocks and pebbles, getting taken down quite hard with the DUMOC component. And even though I'd done a fair bit of martial arts before I got there, it was a complete different environment. I remember the camaraderie ship, and when Grandmaster asked for you to do something, no one questioned him. It was just the charismatic person he was, that everyone would just jump to attention and really listen to every word that he said. And as we were training caribou, which is water buffalo, it kept coming through with materials. And I remember I actually said to Grandmaster, they were dragging these heavy weights. I remember saying to Grandmaster, would it be a help if we actually put wheels so the caribou could actually come through and cut all the building materials a little bit easier. And yeah, it took a couple of days, but next thing the caribous did have wheels, and they were soon to be a lot happier. But every time a caribou came in, it meant that we had to stop training and help build cabanas and everything, and sandbank the little stream that was outside the resort. And I suppose that's all part of a very unique journey that I absolutely embellished, and it was completely different to karate or kung fu or anything other sort of training that I'd done. And it was a very special time when I'd met the Great Grandmaster Ernesto A, and I realised just what a charismatic person that he'd devoted his life to what was originally modern Arnis, which then he called his own style. He wanted to differentiate from his brother Remy. I think it was the early 90s where he started coming up with the name Kombatan, and I think 95 might have been where he started actually using the name. And as far as I understand, 99 was the first time he officially called the camp Kombatan, and that was a start of an amazing journey going to the Philippines.